Y'all ready?
Yeah, First, Virginia Beach Mayor Bobby Dyer. Mayor, what's the status?
I'll tell you what, we are prepared, we are ready to go. The secret of these events, and let's put it this way, we are a huge tourist destination with 460,000 people. We have encountered storms before. Anticipation, preparation, that's the key, and be assured we are prepared.
We are being told this is the epicenter of Winter Storm 2025. Your response?
I'll tell you what, it doesn't surprise me, but if any city in this nation is ready for it, it's Virginia Beach. We have magnificent crews here. We have emergency services. We got public utilities. I'll tell you what, we're ready for this, and don't forget, they've been working on this for days now, with emergency centers and everything. We're ready for it, and if you look back to April of 2023, and we got shocked with a tornado. Thankfully, there were no injuries or casualties, but our response teams were phenomenal, a template of what every city should be.
Message to the citizens of Virginia Beach. What is your message to them?
Okay, go with caution. Be careful. You had plenty of notice. Make sure you're stocked up on food and water. Be careful about not traveling in bad weather, especially elderly folks. To elderly folks, don't shovel snow. It's a bad thing. But once again, the people of Virginia Beach are very resilient. We've been through hurricanes and tornadoes and nor'easters. This could be a bad one. But I'll tell you what, I really think due to the professionalism of Virginia Beach and the people of Virginia Beach, we're going to come through this together.
Mayor, is the city receiving any other assistance from the state, like other?
Oh no, from what I understand, we are always involved with federal agencies in the state. You understand state emergency, and we're looking forward to additional assets if we need them.
Has that local emergency declaration been called yet? Or?
To my knowledge, I'm not 100% sure, but once again, we're engaged with the state and the folks, and we're going to get the resources that we need.
Mayor, would you mind explaining, or at least clarifying, what the status of shelters, homeless shelters are for the city during this inclement weather period?
I'll tell you what, Virginia Beach prides itself on taking care of our homeless and those in need, the unsheltered. And once again, we have faith-based communities and volunteers that are out there proactively trying to gather these folks to get them into a safe place or a public place with us, but also the city is more than willing and will able to put them into hotels, and we'll pay for it.
Would you mind also just kind of elaborating on, we don't get snow like this really ever for the region, or once every 10 years. Is that a operational challenge when you're planning ahead and your crews haven't had practice in events like this? Does that make it more challenging just to prepare ahead of time?
Well, I'll tell you what, if I can use an example, we have an nationally and internationally known FEMA team that goes out all over the country, all over the world, reacting to these type of situations. Don't forget, our fire and police, our EMS, they are the best trained in the nation. We are nationally recognized as the safest city. And these folks are during their training, and don't forget they can do continuous training. They're ready for anything that comes up.
Okay. Mayor, thank you.
We're going to do
David Tubzinski.
Okay.
Coming up next will be David Tubzinski. He is the Emergency Management Director, and he is going to be talking about some of the details about what is going on in the preparation for what is going to be a historic storm here in Virginia Beach and all across our viewing area in Hampton Roads. And now David Tubzinski is going to come up here and talk. And the first question that I'm going to ask him is about the shelters that that are set up in case people are in need of getting shelter, if they don't have a place to go, and if they are looking for help. And so the mayor was talking about that, Bobby Dyer was talking about that, and David Tubzinski, who is the Emergency Management Director, will be up here. He's getting microphoned right now. Come up here and we'll talk about kind of the details about emergency management, the response. We are calling this, people have said we are in the epicenter of this, if you look on all the national maps. And this is David Tubzinski right now. David Tubzinski, he is the Emergency Management Director. For our live audience out there, one of the questions that was just asked was about shelters. If people don't have a place to go, what do you want to say about that, and where do they go?
Well, if they don't have a place to go, you can call 311
they'll put you in contact with our housing teams and human services teams, and they'll be able to assist you with temporary housing or sheltering that's available for the storm.
What can you tell us about the emergency management aspect of this, preparing for this historic storm, the epicenter of the storm hitting?
You know, it's been a couple days in the making of round-the-clock preparations with public safety and our operational departments. You know, we've been watching this develop and putting our plans in place and adjusting plans as the snow accumulations and the final winds and everything came in. So we're well prepared. All our public safety departments and operation departments are working around the clock. They're upstaffed. We have extra four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive vehicles in service to help get to some of the non-life-threatening lower priority calls. You know, the actual fire apparatus and ambulances and police cars are upstaffed also with extra personnel to help move through the snow. And then we opened the Emergency Operations Center, the EOC, yesterday morning at 8 a.m. to continue coordinated in person, and that will remain open in our emergency operations throughout the storm.
Can you clarify, maybe get into some of the details about the routes that some of these trucks are actually going to be running, whether that's plows, salt trucks, like what exactly are they going to be doing? If people are looking out their windows, what could they be seeing from your crews?
So, you know, the crews are going to be out there. They've got pre-established snow routes. The Public Works Operation Manager's coming up, and he can give you more details on that. But the primary goal right now is to keep our main arteries open for our public safety and critical partners, U.S. Navy, et cetera, to get in and out of hospitals and our 24/7 facilities. And that's the priority right now, is making sure we can get responders that have to be on the road out on the road and where they got to go.
You gave a presentation yesterday to council on the latest what's going on. You talked about local declaration being called either last night or this morning.
Yep.
Any word on that yet?
Yeah, we declared a local emergency this morning as of 6 o'clock in the morning, and that was to allow us to activate our disaster contract to bring in vendors to support public works with additional snow removal equipment, snow plows, and kind of help them get some extra trucks out on the road to keep those priority roads open. Having that emergency contract open also lets us then have them as a resource. So if there was to be need for other equipment, large generators or other heavy equipment, we have an avenue to get that procured and in place quickly.
Is there any aspect of the plan so far that has you concerned that you're spending time on today to finalize? Anything?
No, we finalized plans yesterday late afternoon. This morning we went through final planning and checklist with city leadership and all our departments, leadership across operations, mass care, human services, housing, and our public safety folks. One last final check. We're in a great place, and we continue that cadence of meeting throughout the day, of monitoring the situation, see what actually is going to occur, and then as incidents and other issues arise, we problem solve them right there on the spot. But we're confident we can manage this. It will be you know, pretty much monitor and see what Mother Nature brings to us at this point.
David, thank you very much. And that's David Tubzinski. He is Director of Emergency Management. Coming up next will be Phillip Koetter, and Ted on Your Side interviewed him on Monday talking about the operations going on here at the plant facility. He is the operations engineer for Public Works. He right now is getting mic'd up, and he is going to talk about the routes that these trucks will be taking. He will be telling us that there is a priority list of when and where the routes are covered and are plowed. They likely will not be coming into your neighborhood. They will be staying on the main streets, like, for example, Independence, Virginia Beach Boulevard, taking care of the business there. And they will likely not be coming into your neighborhood. So that's very important for everyone to remember, that you really need to drive carefully out here on the roads here in Virginia Beach, and also to remember that when you see these trucks coming, to stay away from them, let them get free passage so that they can get the routes cleared. We now have Phillip Koetter here. Phillip Koetter is the operations engineer for Public Works. Phillip, thank you very much for joining us. Tell us about the routes. What do you want people to know about the priority routes and the priority roads that will be plowed and taken care of?
Okay, the city began our initial operations on Monday, doing our priority routes and our frost patrol routes, which are all of our bridges and our overpasses. And then our priority routes are our main arterials that have our critical infrastructure, our hospitals, our police departments, fire departments, EMS stations, and other critical infrastructure. So we began treating all of that on Monday. We're still, you can see the brine trucks behind me. We're still loading up and going out and doing that additional pre-treat. We're going to continue that throughout until the snow begins to fall, and then even after that. We're doing a lot of the preps right now. The crews are getting all the trucks that we have ready, getting them loaded. We expect the snow to start falling early afternoon. Likely we're not going to be able to start plowing until probably around 6 or 7 o'clock is the current projections, where we'll have 2 to 3 inches of snow on the road. But we'll get the trucks and everything prepared so that whenever we get the accumulation, we can start being more proactive on moving that off of the priority routes. Like David said, we want to make sure we try to keep all our priority routes passable so our emergency vehicles and the public can get, if they need to, get to the hospitals.
How often are salt trucks, plows, what are their routes looking like for the day, for tomorrow? How could that change as the snow changes? Like, what is the operational kind of like behind the scenes that you could give us there?
Right now, we set up a plan several years ago where we reevaluated our priority routes. We've got 13 priority routes that we handle throughout the city, our arterials: Independence Boulevard, Virginia Beach Boulevard, First Colonial, Great Neck, Independence, Indian River Road, Princess Anne. So the trucks and the crews are assigned to those particular bigger, straighter runs, so that we can supplement some of our other routes with those vehicles, our trucks that we have on those vehicles.
So it was noted that in addition to the 30 to 35 snow plows accessed by the city, there are 12 additional.
Yes.
Where are they coming from? Are those the vendors that you're mentioning? Are they coming from other localities? Or when does that potentially come into play?
Those contractors, they showed up this morning. We have 12 trucks. It's our emergency contractor. They're from out of this area. They took a little while. They got in though this morning. They are here. And then we also have a local contractor that pulls our contractors that they help us support also. And we got them strategically placed in areas. The town center area, for example, in Virginia Beach with the high-rise and stuff, the snow does not melt in those areas. So typically we have to haul the snow out of that particular area. So we have the contractors that is stationed there. And then around the hospitals over near First Colonial and Princess Anne, we have a little bit more equipment stationed there to make sure we keep everything clear in those areas also.
I think our last snowfall from the start of this year kind of all fell at once. With this one, because it's coming in and they're expecting more Thursday morning, what are you all doing differently? Like, will you kind of clear that area to go back and re-clear it, or how does that kind of go in your game plan?
Well, we'll look at the situation as the snow builds up, but with the number of vehicles that we got and the snow plows and the trucks, typically we cannot keep up with the snowfall just because it's not feasible for us to have enough vehicles to stay on top of all of that. So we will continue to watch the situation. We will put down snow or salt so that they can help melt the snow, and then they will push that slush off. We'll work on the priority routes. Once we get the priority 1 routes clear, then we'll start. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the priority 2 routes. A lot of times we don't get much past our priority 2 routes because typically in this area the snow moves on, the sun comes out, it starts warming up a little bit, and we get the assistance of Mother Nature to help us clear the roads at that point.
Phillip, last question, at least from us. If people are just tuning into our live feed here on wavy.com, can you tell us the critical times that snow you think and you have been told will fall and what you are telling your crews? Just one more time, you said it, but if you can repeat it, it's very important.
Okay. We're anticipating the snow to start later this afternoon and start to accumulate sometime between 4 and 6 p.m. Right now we'll have our shift turnover at 6. So we're looking at getting the trucks out and doing a treat and maybe doing 1 round of plowing on their routes prior to shift turnover. Then we're going to bring the trucks back in, get everything restocked, get the trucks filled, get them ready to go so that whenever the fresh crew, the night shift comes in at 6 o'clock, they'll be able to go in and continue that operation. We're here that there may be a little heavier concentration coming in between, say, 10 o'clock to 2 in the morning. So, we'll get another round through, regroup, and attack from there.
Phillip Koetter, thank you so much. So you've just gotten the latest word from all the officials here with Virginia Beach. That was Phillip Koetter. He is the operations engineer here at Public Works, kind of the rubber hitting the road type of guy, making sure that all the equipment's in the right place, doing the right things. You just heard Mr. Koetter talk about the critical times that they are working under and what they have been told. Now, we will have a live report coming up on Wavy News 10 at noon. We will be live in the field. Our crews are everywhere. You will get the latest, most up-to-date news. We have the team completely covering Southside Peninsula and keeping you informed of everything you need to know from our meteorologists, from the folks here in Virginia Beach, all around all the different cities here in Hampton Roads, and we will continue to keep you covered on this, and I will have a live report coming up on Wavy News 10 at noon. That is the latest from the Virginia Beach Public Works Yard. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.